Welcome back to the channel where we explore, learn, and theorize about the Marvel Universe. Today I'll be breaking down the 5th episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so if you haven't watched it yet or if you don't want any spoilers, then don't worry. You can watch the first half of the video normally, where I'll be talking about when the Wolverine show will take place, and a plot leak for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2, and then I'll let you know when the spoilers are coming. If you're new to the channel, or even if you've been watching for a while, make sure you subscribe because more than 96% of you guys aren't subscribed. And if you think you're subbed, double check because apparently there's a glitch where people are getting unsubscribed from certain channels. And remember that a subscription is free for you, but it really helps the channel a lot. And you can always unsub later if you want. Now let's get started. Recently it was announced that a Wolverine Disney Plus show was in development, but now it's been revealed that the first season will adapt Marvel's famous Weapon X comics arc. That hashtag show reporter Nick Santos, who broke the news, also told Inverse that season 1 will take place in the 1980s, making it an MCU prequel of sorts. These stories will take place in the MCU, Santos says. I was told that the Weapon X story takes place in the 80s. Next, a plot leak for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 has been revealed, but like always, take this with a huge grain of salt as it's coming from 4chan. And while things from 4chan have been partially or fully right in the past, it's by no means confirmed. But here's your spoiler warning just in case it is right. And after this, I'll be breaking down the 5th episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which just came out, so if you don't want spoilers for either one, then click off the video now, as I'll be covering all the Easter eggs. So once again, there will be major spoilers ahead for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier Episode 5, and possibly Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 if this plot leak is real. Anyway, the leaker starts off by saying I got a chance to see the storyboards in the early days of making Into the Spider-Verse 2. I won't reveal my identity because that would ruin my career. But as I saw, the movie starts with Miles Morales saving the city from villains like Morbius and Venom. However, I'm not sure if they're the same versions from the live-action Sony Marvel movies, but it's a high possibility since this Venom has no logo on his chest. We're also going to see Spider-Gwen, since she learned to travel between universes. We're going to get Miles' parents' plot, and one of them is going to die. The killer is unrevealed and he escapes in seconds. There's a funeral scene and Gwen is still there. Then she travels to her universe and her dad is killed too. So they team up to find the mysterious universe-traveling villain and get Spider-Man from alternate universes as well. We get their flashbacks and it's revealed that they all lost people too. We're getting Spider-Man like Superior, Spider-Man who lost his girlfriend, Spider-Ham who lost his flower pot, which is supposed to be an animated joke. We're getting Japanese Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Silk, Spider-Man Noir, and many more, but I can't name them all. There are like 20 of them in the film. Then it's revealed that the mysterious killer is the Spot. There's a giant final battle with like 100 alternate Spider-Man versions. The Spot is then sent to the Inheritors universe where Solace kills him. This is a possible setup for the 3rd movie, and as I heard, it's gonna be about female Spider-Man. The cast will most likely be the same as in the first movie, but I only saw storyboards, so I can't tell who will voice them. But there are brutal deaths, so this movie might be darker. However, it's definitely not rated R. The suits are mostly the same, but Japanese Spider-Man is gonna have an awesome suit. And the final battle will take a lot of work because there are so many character models, but we might also get Spideys from animated universes too, although only as cameos. And lastly, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier Episode 5 started right after the death of Battlestar and John Walker killing the Flag Smasher. Sam and Bucky find and confront him, and the best fight so far takes place. But what's interesting is that Bucky's arm seems to malfunction, and that might have had to do with Ayo hitting the pressure points and removing it in their last battle. But it's interesting that it took damage since it's made out of vibranium, and the only other thing we've seen damage it was Iron Man's Unibeam. Anyway, Sam and Bucky break Walker's arm and retake the shield, but not before he rips Falcon's wings off. And is it just me or is trying to decapitate people a signature Captain America move? Steve almost did it to Iron Man in Civil War before jamming the shield in his chest. Then Walker killed the Flag Smasher in the same way, and tried to do the same to Sam after ripping his wings off, but Bucky was able to knock him down. Following the battle, some Flag Smashers are arrested, and the refugees in the camp are sent back to their countries. John Walker is tried and stripped of the mantle of Captain America, but he says it was their fault. The government created him, and he was only doing what was right. He eventually leaves, and we see who I assume was this episode's secret cameo, Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, who in the comics worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. and was in love with Nick Fury, but eventually joined Hydra, becoming Madam Hydra. And as it turns out, she was originally supposed to appear in Black Widow. Now I don't know if she still will, but from the card she gave Walker, it seems like she'll be putting the Thunderbolts together, as Bucky handed Zemo over to the Wakandans, so them putting the team together was wrong. Anyway, after handing Zemo over to the Dora Milaje, they say they'll take him to the Raft, which as we know is overseen by General Thunderbolt Ross, and will clearly be how he escapes once again and joins the Thunderbolts. After that, Sam goes back to visit Isaiah Bradley, who explains more about what happened to him in the past when he was Captain America, and how they experimented on him to recreate more Super Soldier Serum. And after that, Sam returns home to be with his sister. We then get some really wholesome scenes with Sam fixing the boat, and Bucky returns with a gift from the Wakandans, which while we didn't get a look, is obviously his new red, white, and blue Falcon suit. The pair talk and fix the boat, and Bucky flirts with Sam's sister. We also see a montage of Sam training with the shield, showing that he'll have a completely different fighting style to all the other people we've seen use the shield, and will also work better with his wings. Later, John Walker visits Lamar's parents, and lies to them about who killed Battlestar, making them believe that the person he killed was responsible. Now this next part is interesting as we see that Sharon Carter's on the phone with Backtrack the Leaper, and we learn that she was the one who hired him to capture Torres in the first episode. Now over the past few days, more and more people have started thinking that Sharon is the power broker, but I haven't talked about it because I just can't see that happening. She's clearly doing something shady in Madripoor, but she led them to Nagel, the only person who could make more of the serum, and Zemo killed him. And previously, Zemo said he knew him before the snap, which would have been when Sharon was still Agent 13. So the only way I can see it happening is if she didn't get snapped, which is a possibility, as she was missing, not confirmed snapped, and she could have been in Madripoor that whole time. When the blip took place, the real power broker could have gotten snapped, and she took over the mantle. But once again, I really can't see that happening. And lastly, we see the government voting on the Patch Act, which would relocate all the refugees back to their home countries, but while they're arguing over it, Carly and the Flag Smashers attack with the help of Batroc. And if you didn't stay to the end, you missed the post-credit scene which showed John Walker making a new shield, the one we saw in the most recent trailer. But my question now is, how will it stand up to the real shield? He obviously didn't have the tools or make it out of vibranium, so will it somehow be made out of something stronger like proto-adamantium, or is it just metal? But let me know what you guys think about all this. What did you think of the Into the Spider-Verse 2 leak, and did you enjoy this episode? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you'll never miss another video. Thanks for watching, and remember to wash your hands and stay safe.